Don't be so surprised I'm on time, okay? Like, you can be a little surprised. Don't be that surprised. If you're that surprised, I start to, like, start thinking you're trying to say something about me. Start to think that maybe you guys are trying to say something about me, okay? Hey, Mr. Wills. Hey, Get Lil. Hey, Francisco. How you guys doing? This is not a fresh cut, but it does look kind of good, doesn't it? I'm not gonna lie, like the hair's been on point for the last few days. Okay, the hair's been on point for the last few days. It's looking good. But no, I haven't got to cut a couple weeks. Hey, Tara. Hey, Amethyst. Yeah, maybe I just need to let it stay out a little longer because it's looking pretty fancy over here. Tony, first time on my show. Welcome in. You're here early. We haven't gotten started yet, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Dory. I appreciate that. No, I'm not watching the Chargers. And the reason why I'm not watching the Chargers is, well, it's really two reasons. One, they're playing all their backups, and watching Trey Lance play football is depressing for everybody. Okay. And two, for once, I hope we lose. Yeah, I hope we lose. Because if we lose and the Bills keep winning, which they should, then we're going to go to New England and play New England. And I would much rather play the Patriots than play the Jaguars right now. So I hope we lose. So it's kind of hard. Like, it's hard watching my Chargers and rooting for them to lose. He's so bad, Corey. He's so bad. He's so bad. He throws that like first pass for an interception. And then like everything else has just been like 15 yards over. And I saw something in like one of my Chargers groups or whatever that I'm part of. And it was like and it was like, there you go, Trey, can't throw an interception if you throw it 15 yards over everyone's head. But enough about them. I'll be more concerned about them next week in the playoffs. But here, we're not talking about that. Okay? Here, we're not talking about that. Here, we're here to talk about the current administration. That's what we're talking about. I guess since Trump couldn't figure out how to make America great again, he just figured he would try to make Venezuela great again. Hey, Kayla. I guess the entire idea is if you can't make America great again, make Venezuela great again. I don't know what to say. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird for somebody who's been doing this for, as long as I've been doing it, For someone who's been doing it as long as I've been doing it. And had to listen to all of these MAGA Trump supporters For years, guys, if you're looking for the phone number, it's not on yet. I'll turn it on in a bit, okay? It's not on yet. For years, I heard them say, why are we doing all of this stuff with Ukraine? Why are we wasting American tax dollars and resources trying to help Ukraine? Oh my goodness, Biden is the worst ever. He should be concentrated on America. America first. America first is what I heard. I heard it every day for years. America first. We need to stop putting ourselves in these foreign wars that don't matter anymore. Trump ran on it. He said, I'm going to be the president of peace. No more foreign wars. No more forever wars. That's what he said in 2016. Remember that? He was vocal about Bush Jr., little Bush, about how bad it was for him going to war in the Middle East over oil. And now all of a sudden, all of that is okay and everybody loves it. Now apparently everyone loves it. Oh, goodness. Just everybody's all about it now. Oh, the president of war, the president of strikes, the president of attacking Venezuela. So amazing. Probably the best warlord. Many people say it. All the experts are saying it. They're saying, oh, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, of all the warlords, you're the best one. You're the best warlord we've ever seen. There was grown men. They were crying. They were big, burly men with beards. They said, Mr. Trump, I've seen many warlords, but the bravest thing you've ever done is become the best warlord. The best one we've ever had. Meanwhile, I'd still also like to remind people that the unemployment's the highest that it's been since the pandemic. Prices are going through the roof. That is, tariffs are causing, trade discrepancies and freaking, prices to go up for consumers. We've lost over 1 million jobs this year. But hey, guys, now we have Maduro. So now everything is solved. Now everything is solved. It's all solved now, guys. All of your problems are so much better now. I bet you guys are excited. Go Trump. Go Trump. All of the problems are all better now. Because now we have Maduro. Suddenly, an entire voter base who could not have pointed out Venezuela on the map thinks that Venezuela is the most important thing on our planet. Probably still can't point out Venezuela if you totally. I thought about it, I thought about just putting up a map. I bet you that 99% of them can't do that. But Venezuela is so important. That's what I was actually really thinking. We need to concentrate more on foreign wars, I think. That's my personal opinion. And let's also be very clear, guys. Donald Trump is doing this only for one reason and one reason only. Okay? And that is to steal Venezuela's oil. That's it. He came out and said that he was out to steal Venezuela's oil. He said it. His chief of staff said a while back that he was out for the oil. It's oil, 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 oil. They're not taking out the rest of Maduro's government. The rest of Maduro's government is still in power. They have refused to even respond to the Trump administration when they've come out. They're still in charge. No one's been displaced. They have not installed a new government. None of those things have happened. Oh, not to mention the fact that they did it without congressional approval, which the president shouldn't have been able to do. Well, isn't allowed to do, but Donald Trump doesn't really care much about the law or the Constitution, does he? But you're right. You guys are right. You guys are right. It's not the only reason Donald Trump did it. It was mainly because of the oil. But there was also another reason, and you guys are 100% correct. Okay? There's 100%, it's 100% correct. Okay? He also did it to try to make you guys forget that the Epstein files were still a thing. Because this man would rather send the military into a country that y'all can't point out on a map than unredact those Epstein files. Where are those things, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity, okay? Just out of curiosity. Does kidnapping Maduro make the giant pedophile ring better? Just out of curiosity. Does the giant rich pedophile ring get better now that we have Maduro? I'm just very happy, okay, that that Maduro's here and now we get to charge him with crimes, right? Now we get to charge him with crimes. Once again showing that the United States is able to hold every president's feet to the fire when it comes to the law except for our own. Every other president in the world apparently is subjected to American law except for the one that actually runs the country. It's okay. Just give it a few years. Don't worry. Donald Trump has already pardoned the Venezuelan president who brought over 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. So I'm sure when Maduro freaking, goes up to Trump later and goes, "Oh, Trump, it was actually a big misunderstanding. I love you. Here's a gold bar." Sorry, I said Venezuela. I meant Honduras. Here's a gold bar, or here's a plane or something. Then Trump will pardon him too. He's already gotten the oil. Might as well. Might as well. He's honestly pardoned worse people already. So, I mean, honestly, a Maduro pardon would be pretty much par for the course. It'd be pretty much par for the course. I don't know what to tell you. Let's open up this phone line. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see what the Trump supporters have to say. Megs, thank you so much for the gifted. I appreciate that. Frost King, thank you so much for the $2. Said, how's that pro-peace president treating you? Great. Doing great pro-peace stuff in Venezuela, in Nigeria, in Iran. Just all the peace. That's why he deserved the completely made up FIFA Peace Prize. Because of all this peace that he's creating. Because of all this peace he's creating by attacking other countries and threatening Mexico. Phone lines are open for all you people that have been trying to call in, by the way. Yeah, now we get to threaten Mexico and Cuba. Is that what it is? Are they going to say that Epstein Island was in Venezuela? Is that what they're going to do? That actually might make sense. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. All right, you apparently can't respond. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I was
Awesome.
totally not expecting you for me to be the one to answer.
Well, there's a bunch of people calling. You got lucky. Well, you got really lucky. That last guy didn't know how to use a phone, apparently. Thank you so much, Frost King. I appreciate that. So, anyways, do you support Trump?
I actually don't. I'm sorry to disappoint. I just wanted to thank you for doing what you're doing.
Hey, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. But I am only looking for Trump supporters right now. So I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
Yeah. All right, you too.
Bye. All right, maybe we'll have some guests over here. It was funny how my phone was blowing up until I go to answer the phone. It's like people get confused on how phones work immediately. It is quite strange. It is quite strange how people act like that, but that's all right. We'll get another second, see if anybody calls, and maybe I'll move on to some TikTok guests. I was having fun talking about our great president of peace anyway. Just out of curiosity, do you think that this like qualifies him for the next FIFA Peace Prize? Because honestly, I think he's going to have a tough time beating Putin. I think he's going to have a rough time beating Putin. I'm not going to lie. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Well, you were too late on that call. Try again in a second. Anyways, how old are you?
40.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, yeah. Especially after this Maduro thing.
Especially. So, can you please explain to me how the Maduro thing makes up for him being part of the Epstein files?
That's the separate topic, but
No,
Maduro
it's not.
thing,
It's the same one because you said you supported him before. Now you support him even more, right? And so
well,
I'm asking you how somehow this whole Maduro thing makes up for the redacted Epstein files. I'm just curious.
Well, once we get more information, and if he gets impeached or whatever, and if evidence is brought in front of the American people of what really took place, then I'll say, yeah, I don't support him anymore.
He's the one stopping the evidence. Isn't that like just enough evidence for you, sir? The fact that according to the law, he has to release these files. He refused to release the files. Then the files he did release were completely redacted and completely blacked out. Not to mention he still hasn't released all of them, again, in violation of the law. Okay. What more evidence do you need that somebody's guilty except for the fact that they won't release the evidence?
Again, the Epstein topic, I think, is separate, and I do believe that I'm not disagreeing with you. There's some shady stuff in there that he's done possibly, but I'm not the judge on the case, nor am I going to be the executioner on this case.
Gotcha. So can you please explain to me how getting Maduro over in this country is making prices go down even though prices are up, or the fact that we've lost 1 million jobs this year, or that the unemployment's the highest since we shut down for the pandemic? Can you please explain how any of that is solved by this?
Well, you're talking economics and international policy, two different things.
Sir, you said I already supported Trump, and now I support him even more now. So you don't get to say I already supported him and I support him anymore now, and then not talk about all the things that are going on. It sounds like
let's focus on one thing. Let's either focus on economics or let's focus on.
I'm talking about economics right now.
Okay, economics. So you're talking about the job market and all that stuff?
Yeah, how shit it is.
Okay, yeah, the job market is shit, but it's part of the inflationary cycle within the market, and which is often determined by the Fed when they raise or lower interest rates, and then the corporations who borrow money and are borrow it on a variable rate, and they don't do fixed rates. When the corporations borrow money, they do
Yeah.
variable rates, and so when they borrow money, the cost of borrowing goes up, in which case then
Hmm.
they end up spending more on that borrowing, so
Yeah.
their
The Fed has
expenditure
dropped
goes
rates
down.
already twice this year, and the unemployment rate has
Yeah,
gone
but
up. And the unemployment rate has gone up the entire time.
and there's another factor in play right now too,
Yeah, it's
and you
called
can't deny
tariffs.
this, and it's also called AI as well.
Oh yeah, there is AI parts of it, and it's cute that's coming along, and people are somehow blaming freaking
No,
the
no,
horrible job market on AI when it's specifically been Donald Trump's tariffs. Well, like we are not even at an AI implementation level whatsoever that would create
I'm
anything that would reduce the job numbers that the way we've seen them reduced already.
tariffs aren't the only thing, though. I'm not saying that they're not
They're just the
influencing
biggest
it, but
one.
no, I think they're part of it. They're not all of
No,
it.
no, they're not
No,
all of it. They're just most of it.
no, I think they're part of it, and I think there's multiple prongs in this, and this is and again, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just the level I think we're disagreeing on, but in general, like I think the idea that we were saying is we're speaking the same thing. It's just
No, we're
you're
not.
saying that.
Donald Trump, Joe Biden in his last year had amazing job numbers. We had a lowering we had a lowering unemployment rate, and we have job numbers going through the roof. Donald Trump comes in, implements tariffs. We immediately start losing jobs, and then our job market has gone down, down, down. You tried to blame it on the Fed interest rate. The Fed has cut interest rates. The job market has still gone down, 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 down the entire way, right? And it hasn't stopped. It has no signs of slowing whatsoever because Donald Trump's policies. I mean, Donald Trump is even recognizing this at the exact same point when he's actually reducing tariffs. Like he just dropped the tariffs on furniture and like something else because
Do you
specifically he's realizing that the tariffs are absolutely destroying the economy.
you realize that some corporations are eating the tariffs as well, right?
Some of them were able to do it temporarily, yes.
No, they're still doing it. Yeah, some of them.
Yes, some of them are. Most of them
Here's
aren't.
an example. Here's an example of one, and this is something that anybody could look up. Costco actually sued the U.S. government because they're trying to get because they ended up eating the cost of the tariffs, and so they're suing the federal government because they're like, hey, if these tariffs are unjust, as the Supreme Court is suggesting that they could be, that they want their money recouped that they're lost throughout the whole process.
Yes, I'm very aware that Costco is suing the Trump administration. Big W's in the chat for Costco for doing that, sir. But that was a then thing. The reason why this suit came up is because they aren't able to do that anymore.
What do you mean they're not able to? No, they're
They're not
still.
able to continue eating the costs. They're losing too much money, which is why they have to sue to try to get these tariffs removed, or either be recouped for their losses because places like Costco and other large companies like that had a limited amount of inventory.
And again,
And that
and I'm not.
inventory
I'll
allowed
be
them to eat it
honest.
for a certain amount of time. And now that inventory is expiring, now they're not able to do it. The CFO of Target, the CEO of Walmart, all these companies have come out and said that this is exactly what's happening. And that's why Donald
I'm
Trump is
not.
trying to remove those tariffs as we go along. But it's also the reason they're not hiring.
Let me clarify something. I'm not for the tariffs. I think the tariffs are. I'm more of a free trade guy, but I think that what he's doing internationally with his international policy, like Maduro, is very good. I think
How
that's
does
good
that
for the world.
international policy help Americans?
How does it affect Americans? I
Yeah, because
mean,
Donald Trump said that specifically he rallied very much against being part of foreign wars. He called himself the president of peace. He
we're
said when
not
he
in a
is
war. We're
hold
not
on,
in a
sir,
war.
I'm not finished talking.
Okay.
Thank you. He said that we're not going to be fighting for air wars. We're going to be, at peace. We were going to concentrate on America. America first. Donald Trump just screamed and yelled, America first the whole time. But it seems like ever since Donald Trump has gotten into office, his entire concentration has been on foreign policy. He boasts about ending these wars that he's not ending whatsoever. He tries to make a peace board in the Middle East in order to put him in charge of it to try to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And now all of a sudden he's going to Venezuela to steal their oil?
And I just got done talking with a person that was actually born and raised in Venezuela who just immigrated here not so long ago on another chat. And so, first of all, we're not in a war. So that's a lie that you're saying that we're in a war.
Of
We're
course
not
we're
in
not
a
in a
war.
war, sir. In order to be in a war, we'd have to have Congress involved. And Donald Trump refused to do that illegally, by the way.
No, it's not illegal. In
It is.
2024, did the U.S. Congress not issue a proclamation saying that Maduro get Maduro?
Issue a proclamation that said "Get Maduro."
I mean, didn't they
No,
issue?
not that I'm aware of. No.
You want me to look it up and bring it up?
If you want to, probably should have done that before now.
All right, well, I mean, I don't. I'm not thinking that I'm going to be debating some dude that's like Charlie Kirk or anything. I'm just talking. I just came to talk.
Well, sir, if you're
I
going
didn't
to
come
provide,
in.
if you're going to say that his illegal act of invading another country
Well,
without freaking
well,
congressional approval is somehow legal, then yes, I would like some
well,
evidence of that.
okay, well, hold on. So before I even get to that, let me just go back to this other thing. In 2024, Maduro won his election in Venezuela, and would you say that the election was fairly
Sir,
won?
Maduro's a piece of shit who should have never been in office. That has not changed the fact that the United States, that the president doesn't have the unilateral ability to go into another country with U.S. troops without congressional approval. Someone being a bad person does not justify that action.
Well, if he's illegitimately elected, then he does not have
Putin's also
political immunity.
illegitimately elected, and Donald Trump says they has a great working relationship with him. Invites him over to the United States, shakes hands with him, just had phone calls with him, has phone calls with him every couple of weeks, and Putin was illegitimately elected.
And I'm not going to defend that, but I'll tell you one thing, that the biggest thing that differentiates Putin and Maduro. You want to know what that is?
Sure, would love to.
Nukes.
Oh, gotcha. So whether we remove a president or
No,
not
no,
for
I'm,
being
I'm,
bad
I'm,
is all
well,
dependent on whether or not they have nuclear weapons. That makes
no,
a
no,
whole
I'm
lot of
tell,
sense.
no, no,
Where was
no,
that
no,
in the
I'm telling you,
Constitution, by the way?
I'm telling you, like nukes are the reason why we have not gone into Russia or
Mm,
North Korea or other
mm.
countries. That if we do, the cost, even let's say Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, but if we go into Iran, the cost of life, the trade-off is a lot high. The risk of life is a lot higher versus not doing anything.
Oh, gotcha. So whether or not the president has the legal authority to do that, both under U.S. law and international law, only has to do with whether or not they have nukes or whether they can retaliate. So what you're saying is the
I don't.
United States should just
I'm
act as
telling you
a.
why.
So what you're
I'm not
saying is
saying.
that the United States should just act like a giant bully and go into whatever country we want and take whatever resources they have, steal it from the people, kill their people if we have to, as long as they don't have the ability to retaliate.
We haven't taken anything. We haven't gone and done anything except for taking on Maduro.
And Donald Trump yesterday
We're,
seized literally all of Venezuela's oil reserves. And has already
are
said
we?
he is going to do a complete oil blockade to make sure that none of that oil gets out to anywhere in the anywhere else but the United States. He is stealing their oil. That is the entire point of this.
He actually said it would enrich the people of Venezuela, so he's giving the money back to the people of Venezuela as well.
Did the people of Venezuela ask to sell it?
The people of Venezuela, and before Maduro came in, it was Hugo Chavez who took the U.S. Factories that we had built in Venezuela.
Gotcha. So pretty much what you're saying is Donald Trump's stealing it, but hey, he might give them some money back later.
They stole it from us.
They stole their oil from us.
They stole the factories from us.
They stole, guys, Venezuela stole their own oil from the United States. That's pretty impressive.
You don't know about this history of Hugo Chavez taking the refineries, right?
Sir, they took refineries
I know,
that still
let me,
their oil. That
but
oil
it's
did
still
that oil
our
did that
infrastructure.
oil, sir, come out of the ground in Venezuela? Yes or no?
Was those
Sir,
factories
yes or
ours?
no
Yes or
question.
no?
Did that oil
Yeah, it
come
did.
out of the ground in
Obviously.
Venezuela? Oh, it did. Then it is Venezuelan oil. It belongs to the people of Venezuela, and Donald Trump does not have the right to go in and steal it.
So let me ask you, what about the mines in Africa that China owns? That are those mines the
They
Africans
shouldn't be
or are they
doing that
Chinese?
either.
Well, I'm saying that should happen. The Chinese own them,
So did
and then
slavery.
they.
Slavery was something that just happened. It doesn't mean it's a good thing. It doesn't mean we shouldn't stop it. Just because
Man, you got to
something
read about
happens
you
doesn't mean
got
that
to
we
read
should.
about the history of Venezuela, brother. That's
Sir,
all I got to say.
sir, I have read about the history of Venezuela, and you're just trying to justify the United States going into another country in order to freaking steal their oil on the guise of democracy, right? Therefore, sending another country into turmoil, into destruction, without any plan on how we're actually going to rebuild it and move forward in the country, because we can't see past our capitalism. Okay, this isn't anything different than what we've done in the Middle East for the last 30 years. We go into these countries under the guise of democracy. We steal their oil, destabilize the entire regions, all right, and leave the countries in shambles once we do. I mean, it's exactly what just happened with Afghanistan. This is no different. Like, why can people not see that this is the exact same scenario of every other country we've done this to? Okay, we went into Libya. Oh, he ran, poor little guy. We went into Libya under this guise. We went into Afghanistan. We went into Iraq. We went into all these places. Okay, over a financial gain. That's all. Under the guise of freaking of this, we did it in Honduras. We did it in Haiti. Hell, we did it in Panama. It's literally the exact same thing. Yo, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Make sure you turn those notifications if you haven't already. We're going to open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having a wonderful one. If you guys like support, I do have super chats. I still have my live gift goal, all that fun stuff. So if you like support, it really, really means a lot to me. Helps protect the live and helps things like this to keep going. So I really do appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
36.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, but I know a lot of people who support Trump, and I can kind of share with you why I think that is.
No, I really appreciate it, man. I got plenty of people that do support him that want to come and talk to me, but I don't need the third hand. But I do hope you have a wonderful day, all right?
You too, man.
All right, bye. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Are you near your microphone? Hello?
Yes,
How old are you?
I am 50.
All right, awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Okay. Why is that?
Yes, why is that?
His policies.
Would you care to be more specific on which policies?
Well, which one do you want to talk about?
Whichever one you want to talk about, that's why I'm asking you.
Well, I heard you earlier talking about the economy, right, and the job losses and things like that. And I agree, there's been a lot of job losses, but most of them have been government job losses.
Incorrect. Less than 10% of them have been government jobs.
600,000 of them.
That is incorrect. that is unequivocally incorrect and not even close to true.
No, it's not.
Okay, where are you getting that number from?
It was 669,000 something.
All right, so where did we lose 669,000 government jobs from?
Well, it was government-related jobs.
Well, you can't have government-related jobs because government-related jobs don't work for the government.
Back the USAID and all that other stuff.
USAID had like less than 1,000 people that worked for them.
I'm just talking about in general.
And I am talking about specifically, there were not 600,000 government jobs laid off. It was about 100,000. Well, less than I have. That's why I'm telling it to you. You think I'm just guessing these numbers? I've looked them up.
Tell me where the major job losses were.
Yeah, and all over. Tourism was a huge one. We've seen it in the agricultural spot, but mostly manufacturing. Manufacturing was a huge one too. Hundreds of thousands in manufacturing.
We might be looking at two different numbers then.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the numbers that the Trump administration puts out. Well, which ones are you looking at?
Let me see what it was. It was this is, I don't know, it's a daily market update. And it says U.S. job cuts in government. I'm sorry, 307,000. I'm sorry, not 600. Technology 141, warehousing 90, retail 88, services 63, financial.
Sure, where are you pulling that data from?
It's insane.
It's called Daily Market Update.
Daily Market Update on which site?
Visual Capitalist.
Visual Capitalist? Never heard of it.
Yep. Well, I'm sorry.
What are they? What are they? Left leaning? Right leaning? Are they center? What are they?
Well, now that I'm not sure. They may be right leaning because it come up on me. You know what I'm saying?
I would have to find it. But regardless, even if it was 300,000, let's just say it was 300,000, like that's fine, whatever. I think I've heard numbers that were close to that. That's still not even 30% of the jobs that have lost. All the rest of them were private sector.
I mean, it is spread out through a lot of different markets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There are.
Entertainment was 20,
Yeah.
telecommunications 20,
Sure is.
pharmaceutical 20, 25.
And why are they losing these jobs?
Well, AI has something to do with it. We are gaining some in some other areas, like aerospace and things like that. Just how the job market goes.
The job market doesn't go like that. Actually, last year, the job market was having record high job numbers, right? Record high jobs were being created, especially in the manufacturing sector. And it was going up, 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 up. And then Donald Trump came in office and then Donald Trump came in office, and yes, he fired a bunch of government workers, which also wasn't a good thing. A lot of veterans in there, really, quite a few, actually 30% of people that work for the government, I believe, are actually veterans. So fired a lot of veterans, which I don't know how that's going to help our veteran homelessness epidemic that we already have in the United States, right? But then on top of that, he implemented tariffs, and he put on tariffs, off tariffs, on tariffs, off tariffs, on tariffs, off tariffs, creating instability in the manufacturing market and in the job market where nobody wants to hire anymore.
Nobody wants to hire anymore.
Correct.
They are at this moment investing $17 trillion into this country.
Who?
Whoever invested into our country. Lots
Yeah,
of
that would be no one.
Country. Do what?
That would be no one. Yeah.
What do you mean, no one?
That no one.
Nobody's putting money
Zero
in
people.
our country.
Huh?
Nobody's putting money into our country.
Can you please show me who and where?
Let's see. I'm trying to think of the countries. I don't
Sure.
even know.
I can think of all the countries that Donald Trump
I know they
has.
did.
I can think of all the countries that Donald Trump said were investing.
Uh-huh.
Like when he said Japan was investing trillions of dollars in the United States, and then Japan came out specifically afterwards and said, "Nah, actually, we're not doing that. We might give you a loan." Or when he said Saudi Arabia was doing it, but they never talked about which market they were doing it, how they were doing it. Oh yeah, and the amount that they agreed to donate or agreed to invest in our country exceeds their GDP by like 5 times. Same with Qatar. They were the exact same way where they just agreed to do it, but we've not seen a single dollar in a single area that's actually been affected on, nor do they have the ability to do so.
Well, it takes time to build something.
Build what?
Build whatever they're building. I mean, I know they're building AI centers, and they've got to build the electric thingies to run them.
Yeah.
They're talking
See,
about
if
building
it,
nuclear
if
plants.
if it takes time to build something, then I would
It does.
see what they're taking time to build. If Japan was investing in this huge amount of infrastructure, then right now I would know what they were investing in, what infrastructure they were building in, and then by the time in 5 years when it actually comes to fruition, I can go, oh, that's perfect. There was all of this investment in, and then down the road these things are coming in, but none of that's happening.
I don't know about Japan so much, but like India, they invested $40 billion.
In what?
$3 billion invested, creating nearly 19,000 U.S. jobs.
In what?
Tech operations. I don't know. Invested $1.6 billion in Minnesota Steel, supporting over 7,200 jobs.
Who? What are you talking about?
India.
India, the BRICS nation, India.
Yes, India. That's what it says. India.
The one of the closest allies to China and Russia in the world.
Yes. Yep.
Is investing in American jobs.
Invested $1.6 billion in Minnesota Steel, supporting over 7,200 jobs.
All right, let's see. Investment in Minnesota Steel. I can't wait to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Key players in investment: U.S. Steel, which is United States, Nippon Steel, which is Japanese, and
Right.
Cliffs Natural Resources, which I don't know who the heck they are.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Don't see anything about India in here. Let's see.
Just type in India investment in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, they bought a bunch of our steel.
Okay.
That's not exactly
That's
a very
still
good
supporting
thing.
the U.S.
Man, if that by that metric, every single country on the planet is supporting the U.S. And they were doing it before Trump came in, and they'll be doing it after
because
Trump
they
came
could have
in.
been buying it from China.
But they weren't. They were buying it from us before.
Right. It's investing in our country instead of going to China, which is cheaper, and it's cheaper made items also, by the way.
Yeah, they had already had
But
that deal in
cheaper
place
price.
in order to do that before Trump came in office.
Do what?
Yeah, this is from like a long time ago.
When? I thought you couldn't find it.
Oh, I did. I just found it. Yep.
Okay, when was it?
I think like 10 years ago they started.
10 years ago.
Yep.
Okay, so you agree they're investing in the United
Yep.
States?
Actually, right here. Here's the Reuters article. Sorry, it was actually a long time ago. Update.
23.
One India SR to buy Minnesota Steel, build new plant in Minnesota. That was August 9th, 2007.
Okay, this is not from 2007 though.
Yes, the exact thing that you're talking about with the steel in Minnesota was from 2007.
23. It started in 23.
I literally have it right here. SR Global plans to buy privately owned Minnesota Steel LLC and invest $1.65 billion to build an integrated steel plant. The company said on Wednesday, marking the Indian company's second North American steel deal this week. SR's unit, SR Steel Holdings Ltd, on Sunday said it would buy Canadian Algoma Steel Incorporated for $1.6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
In 2007,
Is it Canadian?
it's Canadian.
Canadian
You're
Steel?
the one who brought up Minnesota Steel, right?
Yes. Minnesota.
They bought that in 2007.
I thought you said it was a Canadian company.
Nope, that was a different company they also bought at the same time.
Well, whatever. I mean, they could have done it back then and doing it now. Who knows?
They can't buy the same company twice. Nope.
2023 is what it says
You cannot
online.
buy the same company twice. But I'm sure there was large
I'm not
investments
talking
in.
about buying the company.
Now maybe they did add to their investment in 2023. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks,
Now,
Biden.
It says cumulative investments reaching over $15.5 trillion in 2024. This capital inflow significantly boosts the U.S. economy. So,
In 2023.
no, this one is 2024.
Oh, gotcha. So under Biden.
Value of foreign direct investment in the U.S. reached
Under Biden.
15.5. Oh, please. That was not under Biden.
I'm sorry. Was 2023 and 2024 under a different president that I don't remember?
No, it was under Biden, but he didn't do any of these deals.
Oh, gotcha. So if all these deals happen under Biden, then Biden didn't do them. But when no deals happen under Trump, Trump is great for doing them.
Okay, so in 2020, okay, you want to talk about 24? Foreign investment inflows were around $278.8 billion, a 20% decrease. I'm sorry, increase.
Man, this is
from
like, no offense, but just to refocus this, because I don't know what the heck we're even talking about anymore. Yes, I understand that in 2007, under the Bush administration, okay, a couple years after I graduated high school, Minnesota Steel was bought by Indian companies. I assume that they've done tons of investment, but it sounds like most of their investment happened under the Biden administration. What does that have to do with Donald Trump right now losing 1 million jobs this year?
Okay, the main job loss was government. A third of it was government jobs, which does
And then
trickle down
70%
to
of it was
other
private sector.
sectors. Do what? What'd you say?
Which means 70% of it was private sector.
That's what I was saying. It does trickle down to other sectors. AI has some role in that also.
You know what? Even if what you're saying is true, which is not true, okay? Like, it's not true. This is coming from Donald Trump's tariff policy, but even if it was true, that's still Donald Trump's fault. If Donald Trump goes in and fires a bunch of government workers and that trickles down into a whole bunch of other workers, that's still Donald Trump's fault. He still did
I
it.
agree
He
with
had
you.
direct action, which caused almost 1 million jobs to be lost in the United States, to bring us up to a 4.6% unemployment rate, which is the worst it's been since we shut down for a pandemic. And it's still not and it's not a pandemic right now. Regardless of how you want to phrase it or move it or turn it, Donald Trump is
I'm not
destroying the
turning
U.S.
it
job
anyway.
market.
I agree.
Then why are you
Yes.
supporting him doing it?
He said there will be some pain having to restructure the government where it needs to be. It needs to be smaller. And now it needs to be way smaller than what it is now.
We're at a record high government spending right now, and he just increased the debt by $4.5 trillion. How is that smaller?
Who did?
Trump
Where did he add $4 trillion?
4.5 and in the big disgusting bill in May.
That's a lie.
Look it up.
You look it up.
I
No,
did.
what it
That's why I'm
was
telling
was
it to you.
Our taxes
I did
not
look it up. That's why I'm
increase by
telling it to
$2
you.
trillion, so
That's
you're saying it
I
cost
did
$2
look it
trillion
up.
and it
I
didn't.
did look it up. That's why I'm telling it to you.
Yeah, well, you're flipping the script now. You're trying to say something that's not even true.
Okay.
The $2 trillion of that was supposedly the taxes that they put into law to make them permanent. The tax cuts that was going to cost $2 trillion. So now they're trying to say, oh, that added $2 trillion. No, it didn't.
Yes, it does. If you give $2 trillion in tax cuts and you don't lower the government
They were
$2 trillion,
already
then
in
yes, it's
place.
still.
They were already.
What was already in
The tax
place?
The tax cuts were already in place. They made them permanent.
They did not make them permanent. They just added to them. That's another temporary one.
No, sir. No, sir. The big, beautiful bill made the tax cuts from 2018.
Oh, yeah. It made the
2017,
corporate tax cuts permanent.
and the people tax cuts.
Nope, it just
permanent.
extended those a little longer. I think for another 6 years or 8 years or whatever.
Nope, you're wrong. The only thing that was temporary is the taxes on tips and whatever other one it was.
Yeah, that was just an extension. And right here, in July of 2025, his one big beautiful bill, President Trump signed legislation that included a provision to raise the federal debt ceiling by $5 trillion.
But he did not raise it.
Yes, he did. That's what that means.
No, he did not add $5 trillion to it. All they did was raise the ceiling.
What?
That's it.
I'm sorry. Do you know what raising the ceiling even means?
Yes, that you can go up that much.
Right. And why would he need to go up that much? If he was
Ask
shrinking the
Congress.
government, why does he need to go up that much?
Ask Congress.
Ask Congress? I would love to.
Yes, I don't know why
Yeah.
they raised it that much. I don't see them.
And
I
here's
don't see them
and here's
asking
the
to
fun
it.
part. And here's the fun part. I don't need to ask
Go ahead.
Congress because the cool thing about Congress is that they tell you why they did it. And they did it so they could give a bunch of tax cuts to billionaires while not lowering any of the government spending.
What
Because
tax
government
cuts did
spending
they
is still at
give
an
to the
all-time high. So government
What did
spending is
they
still at an
add?
all-time high. And
What
they
tax
still
cuts did
lowered
they
tax
add?
cuts for billionaires. It's that simple.
Tell me the tax cuts they added.
They lowered the corporate tax rate down to what, 15%?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah.
You sure?
I believe it was 15%. Am I wrong there, chat? I believe it went from 21 to 15. Let's see what my chat has to say. Am I right?
I don't think so.
I'm seeing 14. Fax 15. No, you're right. Sure did. It was either 15 or 14. Okay, I might have been wrong. It might have even lowered it even more to 14. It was either 15 or 14.
And when does that kick in? It
2026.
kicked in already. 2026.
Yep.
So we should have a job boom then this year.
Nope. Tax cuts for corporations don't correlate to more job growth.
Well, it did last time.
It did not.
It did.
It
too.
literally
Almost
never has.
$1,000 bonuses.
It literally never has.
It sure did in 2017. It sure did.
In 2017, it sure did.
Yes, people were getting bonuses and everything. I mean,
Oh, well, a few
regular
people got
getting $1,000
bonuses?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not job growth.
They added jobs also.
You know, people get bonuses regardless of tax cuts, right?
The U.S. federal corporate tax rate.
You know, in
is
2016,
21%.
yes, because it's 2020. It takes effect this year. It went from 21 to 15.
Let's see.
He lowered it the
The
last time from what,
alternative
35 to
minimum
21.
The alternative minimum tax is 15.
Or 14, whatever it is.
That's
15,
if you
14,
make
whatever.
over $1 billion. And that's a very small number of large corporations.
Regardless, ma'am, that's why the debt ceiling had to be raised, so you could give giant tax cuts to corporations.
That makes no sense.
I mean, you're the one who voted for it, not me.
I know. I vote for everything he's doing. I know. Everything. I agree. with
Everything, hiding the Epstein files, everything, protecting
Yeah, I
pedophile
don't
rings,
give a
beautiful.
shit about the stupid ass Epstein files. Everybody knows
Who cares about it? The
pedos are
children who
anyway.
are assaulted by Trump and
Do
by
what?
Trump's friends that apparently he's protecting.
Trump's friends.
Yeah.
There was, because I mean, who was the first one to go down? That was Larry. What's his name? Worked for all the Democrats, right?
Ma'am, if there's Democrats in there, I hope they bury them under the jail along with them. Why is Trump protecting them?
care if
If they're all Democrats, why is Donald Trump protecting them?
He's not protecting anybody.
Then why won't he release the unredacted files?
He signed the paper to redact? I mean,
He
to
didn't sign the
release
paper.
them.
He could have released them at any point in time. Congress had to force him to release them, and he still has not released the
And he
unredacted
signed
files.
the law.
Still to this day.
He cannot go up to the DOJ and look through those papers himself and say, okay, here's one, here's one, here's one.
Nope.
here's
He
one.
can just tell the DOJ to release them.
And he has.
He has not.
He has.
He has
lots of
not.
times. Yes, he
Oh,
has.
so he's not in control of his
He
DOJ?
has nothing to hide with a stupid
Ma'am,
ass
if
Epstein
Donald
file.
Trump says release all of them unredacted, they're just released. That's what happens. He doesn't have to request it from the DOJ. He's in control
Here's
of the
the problem
DOJ.
with those
If
files.
Donald Trump says it happens, then it happens. He doesn't have to ask permission. He's the fucking president.
Hold on. Here's the problem with the files.
That Trump is in
There's
them and they're
gonna
not
be people
released.
that are associated with Jeffrey Epstein. They had nothing to do with his illegal side, and their names are going to be out there related to Jeffrey, and their lives will be ruined. And that's a lot of it. That's the problem with it.
Yeah, it's because Donald Trump's in them. And you're protecting it. Yeah.
You are crazy.
Oh, I'm not crazy, ma'am.
I mean,
You just
they
drank all.
already put out
You
this
just
stupid
snorted
ass
all the
fake
orange
birthday
Cheeto dust, and
card.
you don't know how to get it out of your nose now.
Do what? Y'all have lost your minds over Trump.
Oh yes,
It
guys,
makes me
we have
so
lost our
blind,
minds
you cannot
as we
see
as we
anything
ask
when it comes to common sense.
for literal justice for sexual assault victims. We've lost our minds, but her protecting them, protecting the assaulters, protecting the people that committed these crimes. She's totally sane. She's totally sane in the way that she's protecting giant pedophile rings, but I'm over here losing my minds because I want justice for the fucking victims.
Who said that?
You did.
No, I didn't. You didn't. You're not listening.
Oh, I'm listening just fine, ma'am. It's just sad.
You're blind with.
I'm listening
Trump
just
brain
fine. It's just
syndrome.
sad and pathetic is what it is.
You need to go get. You need to go get some help, some counseling.
Some counseling. Counseling from who?
Yes, from whoever.
From whoever? I already go to therapy,
Yes.
ma'am. It's great. You should try it.
You need somebody else then.
I need somebody else. Who do I need?
Yep.
Because whoever you're going
I
to
don't know.
obviously doesn't have your meds right.
The one that you're going to is not helping you.
Yeah, they're doing just fine for me, but whoever's taking care of your medication needs to alter them, okay?
I don't take medication. I
Well,
go to
that
a
might be the
counselor.
problem.
I live my life.
That
and
might
I
be
live
the
my life
problem.
in the reality, not in this Trump deranged, psychotic view of the world.
My view of the world? Yes, my horrible view of the
It's
world, man.
psychotic.
My horrible view of the world that says criminals should be in
psychotic.
jail, not in the presidency. That says that schools should give free lunches to children instead of 20% of the United States children having food insecurity. Saying that people deserve health care instead of health care being the number one cause of freaking bankruptcy in the United States. My
Healthcare's not a right.
horrible views for wanting children to eat, people to have health care, and for criminals to be in jail, not in the Oval Office. Horrible views, guys.
Healthcare is not a right. I don't believe anybody in this country should go hungry.
But Donald Trump
Nobody.
literally ripped away SNAP benefits in the big, beautiful bill that is literally going to increase the amount of people every night that go hungry, including children. And yet you still support him.
Away from illegal. The taxpayers in this country give our taxes our country, our citizens, our people.
And Venezuela, and Argentina, and Nigeria.
How do you figure that?
Oh, because that's where we're sending all of our tax dollars in order to help those countries out.
Argentina did not get any money from us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Really, it's a credit swap.
Oh, yeah, and Israel. Can't forget about Israel. Forgot about them,
It was
too.
not cash.
Mm.
Do what? And what? Venezuela what?
Venezuela, what?
What did you say about Venezuela? Did
Oh,
we
apparently
send money there?
apparently the United States is Venezuela first, not the United States first anymore.
How is that? The people of Venezuela are very happy that Maduro's gone.
Yeah, very.
The
Like I
vice
said, we're
president
Venezuela
is still
first.
there.
You just said the American taxpayers' dollars
Right.
need to go to Americans, but now all of a sudden I'm
Yes.
supposed to be concerned with the Venezuelans?
The Venezuela thing is for the American people.
And how's that?
To stop all the BS that's going on down there.
And how's that help the American people?
Because it was coming here.
Oh, what was
They
coming
were
here?
sending it here. Do what?
What was coming here?
Drugs, crime, gangs.
Drugs, crime, and gangs. Well, in 2024, we had record low freaking crime rates across the United States. Less than 10% of any type of cocaine in the United States comes from Venezuela. The majority of it goes to Europe, and they're not sending gangs. What gang are they sending?
I can't think of the name of it, but there is a gang down there that comes this way.
Oh, okay.
A very deadly one.
Yeah, super deadly. So deadly, you can't
Just
think of
like
them.
MS-13. I mean, I can't help that. I don't-
MS-13 was
I don't
created
speak
in
the
Los
language,
Angeles.
so I can't remember the name of the gang.
MS-13 was created in Los Angeles.
MS-13 was what?
MS-13 was created in Los Angeles,
Okay.
California.
And
That's not in Venezuela.
it didn't come from El Salvador?
What part of El Salvador is Venezuela?
I'm talking about MS-13.
What part of El Salvador is Venezuela?
What's that got to do with MS-13?
Because
We're
you're
talking about
saying that
MS-13
doing
right
something
now.
with Venezuela is stopping gangs,
Yes,
and then you just
I
start
said
talking about
it's
MS-13,
like
which is
MS-13, I didn't say it was.
which is El
I didn't say it was
Salvadorian.
MS-13. You don't listen to a fucking thing.
Ma'am, you are in the middle of
You
describing
sit
to me
quietly for 10
describing
seconds so
to
you
me
can flip
how
something.
going into Venezuela is
You
helpful.
are a fucking idiot. Just a fucking idiot.
Oh, okay. Tell me how you really feel, ma'am.
You're a fucking idiot.
Oh, now my
I'll
feelings
put
are
it that
hurt.
way.
Now I might cry myself to sleep
Oh.
tonight.
Well, maybe you need to go talk to your counselor tomorrow.
Oh, I can't do it tomorrow. That's usually on Tuesdays.
Tuesday would be good. Might want to go 5 days a week.
Might want to go 5 days a week.
Yep,
Ma'am,
5
then
days a week.
then I would just move into the nursing home with you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, if I needed help every day of the week, I would just move in with you. You got an extra bed?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. Well,
No,
I heard they got
sorry.
the good meds there, so I was just hoping.
Just stay with your mama and daddy in the basement.
All right. Well, first of all, I grew up in California. We don't have basements. Okay. Second of all, my dad's dead. Guess she's gone. Y'all, thank you guys so much for being here. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate that. Guys, I saw a lot of the super chats. I really appreciate that. I'm going to run through a couple more while I'm waiting for the next phone line to come up. But please make sure you guys, if you guys are here, you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Help me clear the live gift goals. That really does mean a lot to me. So I really, really appreciate that. I got the little surfers right now. Also, I do have super chats, super stickers, and pay links in the bio if you'd like to support. So I really, really appreciate that. Also, Moran, thank you so much for the $1 Venmo. Said the United States has done this in Latin America for decades for literal bananas. That for you guys that, I mean, I have smart followers, so I'm sure you guys all know where the Banana Republic came from, but that's where it actually came from. Funny enough. Crazy. All right, let's open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. I really appreciate it. Said, Feisty, thank you so much for the $5. Said, we took their oil and their present because they're killing people with cocaine all over the world and messing with American votes. Messing with American votes. I would love for you to tell me how they're messing with American votes. Very interesting. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2006.
What year was that?
I said 2007.
You said 2006. Nice try, though. I just wanted to see if you would be truthful. Anyways, that's a load of shit because less than 10% of the cocaine in the United States comes from Venezuela. Actually, most of their cocaine and stuff goes to Europe, which apparently you guys had all told me they need to stand on their own and stop using us as their military, right? What happened to that?
Hey, you bitch clown. Why you lying for?
Doo-doo-doo. Wow, they're upsetty spaghetti over here. Hello, how are you?
Oh, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
41.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, for the most
Awesome.
part. Yeah.
Sharon, thank you so much for that $20 over on PayPal. I really appreciate that. So for dealing with the crazy MAGA lady. I really, really appreciate that. That's very sweet. Awesome. And Stacy, thank you so much for the $2. And MAGA telling someone to get therapy is wild. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So why do you still support Trump?
A lot of issues. Mostly him keeping some of the promises that he made.
Yeah, like that one where he said he was going to lower your grocery prices, or that he was going to make things more affordable, or he was going to make housing cheaper, or where he said he was going to end the war between Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours, or where he said he was getting the war between Israel and Gaza within 24 hours, or we're going to drill, baby, drill.
Well, there's no like magic wand for all those things. There has to be some sort of policy set in place, and then, those things have to progress naturally.
Yeah, like the policy, like saying that affordability is a Democratic hoax.
No, I don't believe that at all.
Well, he said that.
Sure, he did, but I support Trump, but I'm not like full on like a religious guy about Trump.
You said that you need to put in policy and then let that policy progress. So far, Donald Trump's policy on helping lowering grocery prices in the United States is to say that affordability is a Democratic hoax. That's been his policy so far.
It's insane.
I didn't agree with that statement.
Okay, so what policy does he have to fix things then?
No, I actually have a question for you, because what was it that you
Patsy,
said
thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that.
I'll think of it in a second. Anyway, the job loss in the government was 300,000.
That's fine.
I kind of wanted to know how you thought Trump policies was pushing job loss in the tech industry.
It's pushing job loss across the United States, not just in the tech industry.
Sure, but the primary loss is in the tech industry. So I wanted to know, like,
how many jobs were lost in the tech industry?
The biggest losses were in Microsoft, Google, a lot of Silicon Valley.
And how many was that?
I just wanted to know exactly. I could look it up really quick. That's easy.
Well, you're saying it's the primary one, so I assumed you already knew the number.
I just did, but the job loss over 2025 was 1.1 million total.
Sounds right.
If I remember correctly. Anyway, I just wanted to know what policy you think that Donald Trump put in place to cause tech companies to restructure.
Well, like, again, you'd have to show me that what you're saying is actually true first. I can't answer a question off something I don't know is true.
Well, have you even looked into the job loss then?
Yes, I have. That's why I don't think that your numbers are accurate.
So then tell me what policy Trump put into place.
Again, I don't think your job numbers are accurate.
Job losses.
Yeah.
Okay, then look it up, dude.
I have, which is why I said that I don't think you're right.
You just agreed with me. The 1.1 million was about the
That's about
amount.
correct, but you're talking about the job. You're talking about the one specifically when it comes to tech. Well, I assume a lot of the tech ones had to do with AI.
Absolutely.
Right, but you're
So tell
saying
me
that's the
policy.
majority of jobs, and I don't believe
It's
that.
insane.
Okay, job loss, USA 2025. What sector affected?
Seems like there was lots of retail. It looks like right here that tech was like 153,000, but retail was like almost 300,000.
Logistics, finance, manufacturing.
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Tech is number one. Tech is number
Well, actually,
one.
number one would still be government jobs.
300,000? No.
Yeah.
1.1 million minus 300,000 leaves a significant portion, the majority of the jobs coming from the private sector.
Correct, but you're saying,
I know
sir,
math.
I don't know where we're actually getting to here. I don't really understand what
I'm
the point of this
asking you
conversation is.
a very
You're
pointed
saying that
question.
tech is the number one, the primary amount of jobs that were lost were in tech,
Absolutely.
and I'm saying that's incorrect.
It is the number one. It's not the primary. It's number one
Then why are we not talking about the primary?
because the primary is private sector. I want to know.
Okay,
I just
well, if you
literally
look at
asked you a
all
single
of private
question. I'm
sector,
asking you
the
a single
majority
question.
of it is
What
because of the
policies did
tariffs.
Trump put into place that caused all of these job losses? I
The
just want to know the
tariffs.
single policy.
The
The
tariffs.
tariffs.
Yeah.
The tariffs affect exterior,
How did tariffs
not
affect
local jobs.
exterior?
The tariffs are a forcing mechanism.
No,
It
no,
isn't a
no, no.
good thing.
Answer my
And it
question.
shouldn't be used the way they're doing.
Who
What are you
pays a
talking about?
who
What-
pays a
I'm
tariff?
answering your question.
Who pays a tariff?
The end user.
The end user. Incorrect. Though eventually it usually does get to them.
Yes, they are the final payer of the tariff.
Sometimes, not
Is the
always.
end
Who
user.
actually pays a
Consumer.
tariff?
The consumer.
Incorrect. Sometimes,
that's who pays
sometimes,
for
and a
it.
lot of the times,
okay.
the consumer
I've been
ends up
purchasing
paying the tariff. That
minerals
is
from
true.
overseas,
I am
and
not
I have
asking you
been
that, sir.
personally
Sir,
paying
who
for the
hands
tariff.
the U.S.
So
government
don't-
the money for a tariff?
The U.S. government pays their own tariff on
Who, sir?
foreign goods?
Sir, that's not what I said, which is why I need you to listen.
I'm listening to you. but you're
Obviously,
going
not
all
very
over.
well, sir.
You're not
Who
really
hands the
thought.
U.S. government the money for the tariffs?
The end user, the consumer.
Wrong.
The consumer.
Wrong.
Okay, who is it then?
It's
You
the
tell me.
importer.
Because I've been paying tariffs
The importer pays
directly
it.
on minerals that I've been importing. I
Then
pay them
you're
directly.
the importer. You're not the end user.
I am exactly the end user.
You
The
can be the
importer-
importer and the
Push it.
end
Okay,
user, sir.
Got it. All
The
right,
importer pays the
importer.
tariff.
I got it. The end user or the importer pays the tariff. Got it. Cool.
Correct.
And then they push the cost onto the consumer. They
Generally.
don't pay the tariff. They're not
Generally.
going to lose their bottom line over a tariff.
Generally.
They're going to pass the cost on to the user,
Generally.
the consumer.
Generally.
Almost 100% of the time.
Okay,
Otherwise,
gotcha.
the business
So
will
let me
fall
ask you a
apart.
question, sir. If I run a business, right? If I'm running a business and then all of a sudden there's now a 100% tariff put on the goods that I import in, that is the reason I sell, then what happens to my business? If I can't afford it within the margins, and raising the cost of it makes my product unaffordable.
Dude, I'm not arguing that tariffs are good.
No,
When did you just
we're not
came up with
arguing
that.
on whether they're good or not, sir. I'm trying to break it down to you, explain to you how tariffs
Got
affect
it.
the job
You're
market.
thinking you're thinking that the tariffs, companies that are primarily focused on distributing foreign goods instead of sourcing from the United States.
That's
the
actually
point of the tariff.
the largest retailers in the United States are like that. Target, China, Amazon.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the retail facet of the United States has been in steep decline for a long time.
Okay. And it's getting worse this year
Amazon
with the
is
tariffs.
Primary catalyst.
So what?
Okay. So you think that retail is the primary job loss, is what you're saying?
I'm thinking it's the lack of job creation, which is causing a lot of the job loss. I'm thinking that retail companies, specifically retail companies like those, right? They have the ability to
That might
expand.
be-
And when
that
it
might
comes
be-
to, especially when it comes to small businesses, any other thing that actually takes some type of good that is now, that requires either foreign goods, or maybe a piece of it is a foreign good, right? Maybe it's a spring or a latch or whatever, a piece of it that's a foreign good, which then increases their prices. And then when you see Donald Trump go and put tariffs on the entire world, and then those tariffs are then taken off, and then those tariffs are put back on, and then the tariffs are changed,
Listen,
and then the tariffs are moved,
I
and then the
don't
tariffs are put
support
on.
things.
Hold on, sir. I'm in the middle of talking. When the tariffs are moved, and then the tariffs are changed, and they're put back on, and then they're taken off, and when they're put on, and then they're taken back off, then I don't know whether I have the ability to expand my business. Okay. I don't know if I should hire, because I don't know what the price of my goods is going to cost me tomorrow. So therefore, what do? I may not fire anyone, but I freeze my hiring. Okay. I don't, which doesn't allow people to move companies, to change companies, right? So therefore, I'm either stuck at a job, or if I have to remove myself from a job, I'm not able to get another job. right? That creates job loss numbers according to the way that we calculate job creation in the United States by the BLS, which comes with a survey of whether companies are actually hiring or firing or what they're doing, which is actually showing that most companies are staying stagnant. And the reason why they are doing it is because they do not know whether they have the ability to expand due to Donald Trump's tariffs.
Cool. So lack of expansion. Is what you're saying the job loss is from.
That is also part of it. But if you really
Got it.
want to take it
So-
down to one number one thing,
It's pretty
it's really
narrow,
just
though.
really
It's
bad
literally
decision making
like-
by the president.
I don't say that it was a good thing. I didn't like his bolstering with the tariffs. I thought it was idiotic. Like I said, I don't support everything he does. I thought that the tariffs were awful.
Yeah, uncertainty in the
To say
market is
that-
the worst
but to
thing that
say
can be.
Like uncertainty in the market, cool, right? Got it. But we're also in a massive economic bubble right now. That everybody's waiting to pop. Furthermore, the AI has become an absolutely blistering and devastating aspect of almost everything we do. And it is like one of my brother-in-law's job. They just got rid of 85 people because their AI bot is doing the same program writing and application development that those people did.
And who is doing the most to expand AI production in the United States?
Google, all the big names.
Who
They
just
rampant.
added new deregulation into the market for AI to allow rapid AI expansion in our market?
Listen, whether or not
It was
They
Donald
expand-
Trump. Donald
hasn't even
Trump
taken
did
effect
that.
it hasn't
Okay.
even taken
Donald
effect yet.
Trump
What
did
we are
that.
looking at, what we are looking at today, is basically under the old regulation.
Sir,
We are
it's not
quickly
confusing,
moving
sir.
into what's that?
Sir, whether it's AI, it's still Trump. If it's because of tariffs, it's still Trump. If it's because of government jobs, it's still Trump. No matter which way you turn it, twist it, pretzel it, put it down on this road or that road or whatever road, Donald Trump is
You
literally
have no
the
ability to
reason
do
why
it.
we are having a disrupted job market in the United States.
Got it. Part of it, I think. So there's also greed and companies wanting to increase their bottom line constantly.
Sir, that
I
was
don't agree
happening
with
well
the current
before Trump,
economic
and we had record numbers of freaking job creation in the United States.
When
2024.
when the market was already way down because of COVID, it's a fucking joke, dude.
Sir, the jobs recovered after COVID a year and a half before 2024 hit, or about a year before
That's not
2024.
true.
It
It's
is
literally
true.
not
How
true.
many
Clinton
jobs
was
are
one of the
how
biggest-
many sir, how
the
many jobs
biggest
were lost due to
economic
COVID?
slump
Sir, how many jobs were lost due to
that-
COVID?
in 10 years.
How many
10
jobs
years.
were lost due to COVID?
Furthermore, they went off and printed 90% of the money that exists
Are you
today.
going to answer my question?
We ruined it. Oh, dude, you're asking me facts.
Yeah, I
Let
am
me look
asking
it
you
up.
facts.
Let me look
You-
it up.
Yeah, that's fine. It was 7 million. Okay? How many jobs were created under the Biden administration? I'll give you the fact on that one too. It's 16 million.
Oh,
Okay?
you're talking about, yeah, they skewed the numbers on that too. They also counted
Yeah.
every single person that had to run two jobs.
Sir, it was no different than the way they had calculated job statistics prior to the Biden administration, and no different from the way they calculate it now.
Right.
Okay,
The government's
none
always
of that
been-
has changed
I
when it
agree
comes to
with that.
job creation numbers. None of it has changed in how we calculate the unemployment rate, and Donald Trump's is unequivocally worse. Okay, that is what is going on right now. When it comes to printing money, yeah, Joe Biden printed some money to do stimulus checks and other things. You know who printed more and did more with that? Donald Trump during COVID when he did 2 stimulus checks and printed money. That's why specifically people like Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley specifically said, hey, at when they were literally debating when Donald Trump wouldn't show up, okay, they were like, hey, Donald Trump is literally printing all of this money and it's going to cause inflation. They
Okay,
both said
by
it.
May 2020, the job loss from COVID was 20 million. So your facts are wrong.
Sir, I'm talking about when Biden took office. It was 20 million, it was recovered, and then it was back to 7 million.
Okay, whatever you say, buddy.
Sure, you want me to pull it up? I can show you and everybody else. I don't care.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right, where are you looking at it at?
I'm using an AI bot.
Okay, can you please ask that AI bot to give you an actual source?
I can just click on it.
Cool, thank you.
Georgetown. Georgetown.edu.
George Sound?
Georgetown. You mean the big
Georgetown. That
Ivy
makes a lot more sense.
University in
Georgetown.edu.
Washington, D.C.?
What's the name of the article?
Overall job loss and unemployment. Tracking COVID-19 unemployment and job losses.
Cool. Easy stuff.
Under several tool sets.
Easy stuff.
Overall job loss. What?
Easy stuff. And I'll put it up here and I'll put it on the screen so you can see that it peaked at 23 million and in April 1st of 2020. And then it kept going and it went down and it went down and it went down. And by the time Joe Biden took office, which would have been right here. Oh, I guess it was about 8 million.
It's cumulative. It isn't because the job loss, this is tracking job loss per month. This isn't talking its recovery. It's just counting the jobs that were lost.
I'm
totally.
sorry, where does it say
I
that?
think that you're misinterpreting
Where does
the
it say
fact.
that?
This is a cumulative review. It literally says it.
So you're saying that since then, by the time Biden took office, we were down, oh, Jesus, about 100 million jobs. That's what you're saying.
No, I literally said 20 million.
No, it's not
And
20 million because
I
20
literally
million was
said-
just April 1st. And if you're saying this entire chart is cumulative, then the entire addition of all these numbers would be about 100 million.
All right, let's look at the recovery then. Because I mean,
You guys are all
I'm not.
seeing the same chart I am. I'm not losing my mind here. That is, it says April 1st, 2020, 23,4,850 jobs. So if it was cumulative and we add that to the May jobs, there's another 20 million, the June jobs, there's another 14 million, the July jobs, there's another 13 million. It's weird how the cumulative jobs are going down, by the way, how we're just losing more and more jobs, just like every single one. And then for some reason in December of 2020, we would have lost another 7 million.
...2023 job creation economic activity was slightly above pre-pandemic predictions. But listen, Joe Biden didn't do anything.
You're misreading all of this, okay? What the thing is saying is cumulative
so I
job
flashed
losses
to
hit
the- I
23 million.
flashed to
Sir, I'm explaining to you where you're confused, okay? It says cumulative job losses hit 23 million in May. This is saying in May, all of the job losses altogether cumulatively was 23 million. Then the next month, all the job losses cumulatively were 19 million. Then the next month, all the job losses cumulatively was 14 million. All the way until Joe Biden took office, in which it was cumulatively 8,400,000. And then under the Biden administration, 16 million jobs were created.
People weren't getting their jobs back during COVID, man. They were losing their jobs.
I
then we
understand
were
that.
funding
Sir, you said that all of the
unemployment.
job numbers, sir, that happened under the Biden administration were because of a recovery from COVID. And I would like you to explain to me how all of the job losses under Biden that were just a recovery from COVID were twice the number of job losses that happened due to COVID before he took office.
All right, I need to see the facts.
The facts
Go
are
on.
literally on the page of that you gave me.
They absolutely are not. You were talking about 2024 job growth and end state through Biden administration. That's what you started this with 2024 job growth. It was this and that. Show me the facts, man. You forced me into like looking up hip pocket classes about fucking COVID job losses, and then you sit here and just make claims and you don't expect to show any information. Show me the information.
Sir, I literally just took your
Show-
information and literally showed it on the screen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then show your information.
Sure.
Is what I'm asking.
Grant, glad
Your
to.
information.
There's one. This
Yeah.
isn't even a good one, but I'll just throw it up on the screen for fun, and then I can actually go into the actual data and show it to you that way if you like. But this is easy. This is on the House Committee of the Budget. But since that's actually not really a good source, because really the House Budget Committee can pretty much say whatever they want, and so that's not exactly accurate, right? You can actually look right here where the Department of Labor.
So are you knowingly working off of bad information? Is that what you're saying?
Nope, I was just showing a quick one so I could then show a better one. Is that okay with you?
Sure. What is the website you're going on? I
Oh,
can't
the
look
U.S.
at the
Department of Labor under Bureau of Labor Statistics. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Bureau of Labor Statistics, sorry, which specifically says 16 million jobs created under the Biden-Harris administration, while job growth came in below expectations with an average of 170,000 jobs per month.
And then what did you do? Job growth 2024?
Statement by the Acting Secretary of Labor, Julie Su, on July jobs report. The Acting Secretary of Labor, Julie Su, issued the following statement on July 2024 Employment Situation Report. Today, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported the American economy had 114,000 jobs in July, bringing the total to nearly 16 million jobs created under the Biden-Harris administration. While job growth came in below expectations at an average of 170,000 jobs added per month over the last 3 months, the American economy is still the envy of the world. And this was August. Joe Biden actually still had a few more months to keep creating jobs after that 16 million.
It's crazy that you keep saying Joe Biden is creating jobs.
Oh.
He's literally not.
Oh, he's literally not. Okay. Then what created those jobs, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Then what created those jobs, sir?
Who's talking? There's like 3 people talking now.
Nope, just me. The other 2 are the voices in your head.
Okay. Hey, I don't want to be disrespectful in this conversation at all, man.
I just asked you a simple question, sir. If Biden didn't do it, then who created them and why?
Private sector.
Private sector.
The economy was recovering.
The economy was recovering. So the economy recovered so good that it doubled its jobs from when Biden came in. Well, you know what? I will take that as Biden did a very, very good job of recovering the economy from COVID. All right. If we created jobs at a rate that was literally setting records and literally led to an unemployment rate that was the lowest in history, or lowest in like 100 years or something like that, which is at 3.4%. It is pretty good to recover economy better than when it started, because under the Trump administration in his first time, he bragged talking about this record that he had hit with a 3.5% unemployment rate. And then under the Biden administration hit 3.4%. Okay, we had record job numbers every single month, well after we had recovered the 7 to 8 million jobs that were lost, that were still gone after COVID. Well past that and well into 2024, it kept continuing. We saw record numbers in manufacturing, in retail, in all sorts of things. And we recovered our economy faster than any industrialized nation on the planet.
Well, we have a great system, that's why.
A great system that Donald Trump couldn't even manage to keep a hold of, because after all of that recovery, Donald Trump still found a way to come in, put in policies that sent it the other direction.
Stop yelling.
Sir, I'm not yelling. Just because your fifis are hurt does not mean that I am not yelling. But your inability to understand simple fucking data just in order to support Donald Trump is really, really sad, dude. Like, literally, I am just giving you basic information. This isn't anything complicated. This is something I can literally explain to anyone, and it is very, very simple. And instead of just listening to the numbers and listening to the data and understanding it, and you're asking for resources, I'm giving you resources, sir, and you're just still ignoring it.
No, I'm not ignoring it.
Okay, I do not need your tone policing in the slightest. I really don't, okay?
Tone policing? Tone policing?
You heard me?
I'm not policing your tone. Good God. Anyway, before COVID hit, how was the economy doing?
Well, I mean, we're going towards negatives after the Tax and Jobs Act, which actually a lot of economists said we were going to be heading towards a recession, but it was still doing generally fine. It was holding strong.
Right. Silver was $11 an ounce. The gold was at the lowest it's ever been. The economy was the major driver of wealth.
We were still holding strong. Like we were definitely seeing negative factors, but we were still holding strong.
Better before COVID. So, I mean, it's hard to judge people's performance off of an event that happens once every 100 years. You know.
Yeah, you are literally blaming all of Biden's accomplishments on an event that happened once every 100 years.
Because it was out of the norm. we started very low or very high in unemployment and job and low job creation at the beginning of COVID. And by all means, it didn't just stop in 2020. Like COVID went for years and years.
The effects of
It was a
COVID are
community-
still happening, sir.
Where? Oh, economically? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Of course they are.
Yes.
The only difference, sir, is that we
There's a major
swap
disruptor.
presidents. Every single, well, maybe not every single, 99% of freaking economic indicators, okay, we're trending in the correct direction in 2024. Okay? Almost every single one of them were. Until Trump came in and started implementing policies. And then those economic indicators all started turning the other direction, due directly to Donald Trump's policies and actions.
Which were?
Which were his tariff policy, which were his failure to understand that trickle-down economics doesn't work by, again, trying to give giant corporate tax cuts to people and stagnating our economy.
This all
Okay,
happened in
due to his dropping in
This all
government
happened in
jobs, due to his super investment
we're
without
talking
any
about-
regard for the job market when it came to AI development. All of these things.
Okay, so I'm not great at economics. So let's move on to Venezuela. You said that he needed congressional approval to do what he did, which is objectively false
Oh, how is that objectively false?
because they were deemed terrorists.
Because they were
Furthermore, the
deemed
president-
tariffs. So by that
executive
by that rule of thought, then
the
Donald Trump could just
executive branch gets
sir.
30 days of any conflict before he needs to go
Mhm.
anywhere for
Mhm.
congressional
So
approval.
by that
The
logic,
blockade-
Donald Trump could just say France is terrorist and invade France.
No, you needed objective reason to classify them as terrorists.
What objective reason did he have to name anybody a terrorist?
The working with the Qatars, the narco terrorists.
The narco
Because it
terrorist, the
wasn't
term that
Venezuela.
he termed,
It wasn't-
which is completely
right, it-
subjective.
Okay, there's a definition there. It's not really subjective.
There's a definition, according to who?
State Department. They
Who?
created it. The State Department.
Gotcha. So the State Department created their own definition, classified someone under that definition, and then has the right to do a military
Under the
action
Patriot Act,
based off the
sure.
definition they
Yep.
created. So by that one, they could also
used
just
the
change
laws
that
on the
definition.
books, federal
but-
laws on the
so
books.
therefore
didn't change the definition,
So
but
therefore, they
it
could just
fell
change the definition. They could just say freaking French-speaking terrorist, create that as a terrorist, and then
Oh, yeah.
invade France. They could just do
man,
that.
You're being intentionally fucking retarded. You're
Oh,
like
look
just
at your
yelling,
feelings
"Oh,
hurt,
you
sir.
can make
No, you are being
you
what
can make
you are being
any
is just.
meeting." No, there's
Oh, look
federal
at the
laws
poor
that
little
dictate
guy
it.
got
There's
his
federal
feelings
laws that
hurt.
dictate it.
Look at the little
I'm
guy
not-
who
I
got
didn't
his
hurt. I
feelings
just-
hurt. Can we get a bunch of baby bottles and snowflakes in the chat for this guy who got his
got
little
it up,
fifis hurt? He needs a little pat on the back. He needs to be burped over here. I wish I could throw him over my shoulder. Maybe change his little diaper.
It's okay. I mean, I don't really care. Anyway, it wasn't just like to take.
Sir,
the
no one's
girl
listening to you.
out.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was speaking. Stop whining.
You don't even have a passport, I bet.
I don't
You've
have a
probably been
passport.
nowhere in your life. Yeah,
How many countries have you been to in your life?
21.
Oh,
lived
I got
all
you
over-
beat. I'm at 36. Man, that I wish I had had a passport for all those countries I had been to. That probably would have come in handy. How many countries have you lived in? I've lived in 3.
5.
You
From
got me
mostly-
there. You got me there. Man, a passport would have been so much easier to to gain all the, ability to go to all these countries and live in all these countries.
Okay. I guess I'll just sit here and take up your time since you just want to be a douche.
Sir, you literally just said that the executive department made up their own fucking term.
The State
Okay,
Department.
Shh.
There's no such thing as an executive department.
Shh.
It fell with.
All right, I'm just muting you and I'll just speak because you're a big baby. So literally the executive branch, okay, since you want to freaking be semantical over words, because you got your feelings hurt, okay? The executive branch made up their own term, classified someone under their own term that they made up, and due to them putting them underneath that term, they have the ability to do whatever they want with those people, okay? Because they classified them under that term. That is literally what you just said to me.
No.
Yes,
If their
it
activities
is.
fall within they coined the term narco-terrorist, but they could not declare them a terrorist without them falling within the actual definition of a terrorist in the federal law. They can't just do that.
Yeah. What's the definition of terrorist under? What's the definition of terrorist under the federal law?
Damn, dude, you're so ignorant.
Yeah, I am. I'm so ignorant. What's the definition of terrorist under federal law?
Look it up.
Cat
dude.
got your tongue? No, you said they couldn't do it unless they fell under the federal law definition of terrorism, of terrorists. So what is it?
Okay, here we go. Unlawful use or force violence against people or property to intimidate or coerce a government, the civilian population, or any segment therefore of.
Oh, awesome. So how did Maduro try to influence our government in that way?
It says a government,
A government. So which government?
the Venezuelan government, the one that he was.
So any country, so
The
a
legitimate
president,
president?
gotcha. So any president who commits any act to try to influence his own government is a terrorist. Because just to let you know, based off of that definition, Donald Trump is a terrorist.
Illegitimate. So no, it wasn't.
Gotcha.
just
So
Maduro
under
as
that definition that you just gave me, Donald Trump is a literal terrorist. Now, granted, it's not Donald Trump's fault because I think that would make almost every single president a terrorist. But specifically
That's
Donald
exactly-
Trump, who is literally deploying the U.S. military into American cities, trying to intimidate them, who is literally making ICE this giant freaking group of people who is literally sent out to intimidate people, to scare people, to try to keep people in place in order to influence his own government, the own people of his own government. According to your definition, Donald Trump is a terrorist. Thank you.
as well as every other fucking state held office in the world.
Gotcha. So
Okay,
by
so-
your definition, every
use of
single
violence.
leader of every single country is a terrorist. So therefore, Donald Trump has the legal authority to go in and take them out of that country because they are now terrorists.
Well, so it was the working with the Sinaloa cartels and
Insane.
other sort of groups in Mexico and in Colombia that were the ones that were deemed terrorists. It was the aiding and abetting and using of non-state sanctioned actors, for instance, Tren de Aragua, to enforce nefarious goals.
Gotcha. So just like what the U.S. government has done 1,000 times
we do
in
it too.
in Nicaragua,
We do it too.
in Honduras, in Guatemala, in Libya, in Afghanistan, in Chile, in Argentina,
But do you-
in all
do you
of those
believe that the
countries. So
world
therefore, every president
be
that was ever
fair?
under any of those are also terrorists?
Do you think the world's fair?
No,
You think
sir.
that
I
humans
absolutely
do
don't
this
think
thing
it's
without
fair whatsoever.
inequality?
Sir, I don't think that the fair is fair. The world is fair in any way, shape, or form. The fact that somebody like you exists and gets to vote shows right there that the world isn't fair. Okay, that is the perfect definition
Right.
that exists right there. Okay, while all of these people who actually
Anyway,
get to pull their their head out
multiple-
of the sand and actually look up and see the world actually how it is in this reality have the same voting rights as you do, and I don't think that's fair to them or myself, to be completely honest with you. Okay, sir, Maduro is a piece of shit. Okay. Maduro
We can
is a
agree.
giant piece of shit and nobody likes him. And the things that he did in Venezuela are fucking horrible. Okay. He is a
I can
very
believe
bad
that.
person. None of that, okay, gives the right for Donald Trump without congressional approval to go in and could do a foreign policing action on somebody else without congressional approval. Now, if he had gotten congressional approval and they had all approved the strike and they said that they were going to do it, honestly, whatever, man. And honestly, if we were doing it for not oil, because honestly, I don't know remember how old you were. I'm just going to pretend it's 18 for a second. But just because of how old I am, okay, being 39 years old, I remember all the times that we've gone to war for oil, like, especially like in Iraq, or when we claimed there was weapons of mass destruction, just like in Iraq, or actually, had somebody like went after somebody like Saddam Hussein, who, to be completely honest with you, looks just like Maduro. They could literally be cousins. And I've seen how that's had an effect on the United States. I've seen how it's had an effect on the military, right? The lives that were lost and all that sort of stuff just to go after oil so that rich people can get richer. And Donald Trump specifically said on Fox News, we're going after them for oil. He said, we have great oil companies, amazing oil companies who are going to do great things with this oil. We are literally doing
Yeah, I
these
agree with
acts
that.
not for a moral reason, not to be some type of world police, but specifically just to steal oil so that rich capitalists in this country
Yeah,
can be
but-
richer. And I don't believe that any American life should be put at risk for that ever.
Okay, so under the Maduro regime, they were against the will of the people, exclusively selling to China, Russia, who are, for the most part, our international adversaries. Not only that, but
You mean
all
just
of
like
those
Russia
countries,
does, and he
Iran-
meets with Putin all the time and has phone calls with him and talks about how a great ally he
Listen,
is and how they're great
it's a
friends?
Crazy, crazy world. You're right. It is
Oh,
weird.
gotcha.
Not
Don't
every-
pretend like
always
this is a moral
can-
reason. It was
you
to
don't-
steal their oil. That's it. It was
wasn't
to
trying
steal their
steal it
oil.
either. They can't steal it under international law.
Under
They can pay
international
for
law,
it.
they can't do what they just did. They can't go in and take Maduro and bring him to the United States under international law. What the fuck makes you think they're going to start caring about
Okay.
international law now?
I mean, it was a special military law enforcement operation, man.
That was against international law. If they just broke international law,
I'd have to
what
look at
makes
the-
you
I'd have
think
to
now
look at
they're
the
going to
analysis,
care
but there's
about
also a
international law?
strategic
That's
over it. Like
that's
I said,
special.
there was-
Hey, that special military operation. You know who else used that exact excuse and exact wording?
Putin.
Putin
For
when he
Ukraine.
invaded Ukraine.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. He didn't even cheat well,
But ours-
right?
ours
He didn't
lasted
even
4
he didn't
hours.
even
His
take the
lasted
notes.
2 years,
He didn't
3
even
years.
take the notes and like change them up a little bit, like when you cheated in school. He didn't even try to change it up a little bit. He just did it word for word. Didn't even try.
Yeah, I don't agree. He didn't handle that situation well at all. But there is also.
You
a
mean the
strategic
lying
advantage.
part? And then normally he's so good at it.
Sure. He's lying. I'll give you that. But I mean, China is about to go to war over Taiwan, and we're going to be in the mix pretty deeply. So do we want our neighborhood to be infested with Chinese military? I mean, we did the same thing in Cold War. Basically,
And that worked out so well for us.
operation was right. The operation last night was similar to the Bay of Pigs, only the Bay of Pigs failed, and this one was a remarkable success.
The Bay of
Success.
Pigs, okay, is because there was nuclear weapons at our doorstep. Okay? This is so Donald Trump can steal oil. They are not the same.
No, it's so there isn't nuclear weapons at our doorstep.
Sir, there was not going to be anytime soon.
Okay, if you
Okay?
think so.
This is the worst slippery slope like freaking argument that I've ever heard.
What
Just
is-
like
what is-
Iraq was about to have nuclear weapons, right? Oh, wait, there wasn't
I
any.
never
That's right.
approved of the war in Iraq, and I lost a lot of friends in that war. So.
Yeah, yet you lost a lot of friends in that war, yet literally Donald Trump uses the exact same reasoning for what he's
No, he
doing for
didn't.
he's doing right now, and you support
No, he
it. I
didn't.
guess you really didn't care that much about your friends.
He's not using the exact same reason. He's not saying that there's weapons of mass destruction.
He
there.
literally said they're
for
weapons of mass
benefit.
destruction.
When?
Are you fucking
Let me
kidding
look
me?
I didn't listen to his fucking speech, man. Like I said, I don't worship the guy.
He literally, unequivocally said he was going. That they had weapons of mass destruction. Literally the exact same thing.
Okay. What was it in his speech?
It was in something that he said, dude. I'm tired of looking up
He was-
shit for
he
you.
was referring
Go
to- he was
research your fucking
referring to
self, dude. At this
fentanyl.
point, honestly,
He was referring to fentanyl.
What did he call fentanyl?
It's a pretty big killer of people.
What did
especially
he call it,
Americans,
sir?
man. Let me see.
He called it a weapon of mass destruction. He called it a WMD. That's what he called it. Jesus Christ.
Well, the social and economic effect of fentanyl in our cities is not much worse.
He didn't. Donald Trump didn't do that. He didn't say it was for weapons of mass destruction like
Listen,
Bush did in
I
Iraq.
didn't
He
listen.
didn't
I
say
told
that.
you I didn't
Yes, he
listen to
did.
him. I
Oh,
didn't
now he
listen
said
to
it. Well, it kind of is, guys. It kind of. If Trump said it, then I guess it
Okay,
kind
you
of
got me,
is,
buddy.
guys.
I don't have time for
Then
this.
I guess
gotta
it
raise
kind
my
of is.
hand.
If my daddy Trump said it, then I guess it is a weapon of mass destruction. Jesus Christ, dude. I know he ran. Holy shit. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next caller and keep this thing going. Carolyn, thank you so much for the $10. Said health subsidies expired 3 days ago for millions of Americans, but yet we were worried about the plight of other countries. Yeah, and apparently I thought we were over this. That's what I thought. But I guess I'm wrong. Although I thought we were over this whole like other countries thing, but whatever. Y'all, if you guys would like to support the live, I do have a little live gift goal going on. I also have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, all that fun stuff. If you'd like to support, I really, really do appreciate it. I am going to be off for the next 4 days because I got to do some traveling. So I'm not going to be back on until Friday, maybe Saturday. So thank you guys so much for the support. It really does help a lot, and it really does help me to be able to keep doing these type of things. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. YouTube user, a random YouTube user, there it is, said Trump freed a drug lord that sent 400 tons of cocaine to the United States. The drugs that he sent killed around 6,000 Americans. Fighting drug trafficking is a cover. Trump doesn't care. 100%. W's in the chat for that super chat. I really appreciate that. From Honduras. Okay. Matt, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. Random again, thank you so much for the $5. Said South Korea was going to invest $14 billion in the United States until the raid of the Hyundai plant in Atlanta. Now there's an issue with the visas. Lord, yeah. That doesn't, yeah, he kind of screwed that one up, didn't they? And also random said, deranged healthcare is not a right. Ma'am, I hope you never have a serious disease. I was denied Medicaid and told that I had the wrong type of cancer. I get more help outside of the United States. How do you have the wrong type of cancer? Oh, yeah, it's possible. I'm sorry for that. Hopefully you're doing all right, Random. Really. Hopefully you're in recovery. I really hope you are. And if not, I really, really hope you are soon. Jose, thank you so much for the jewels. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for the $2 to tell me I'm gay. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. Diesel, thank you so much for the $10. Said keep seeking the truth. Thank you. Brilliant, thank you so much for the $5. Said they've moved from alternative facts to alternate jobs. Yeah, it just keeps going apparently. Annihilation, thank you so much for the $2. Said this sad MAGA dude thinks Indiana is a country. It's coming from India. And Lovely, thank you so much for $5. When you make them critically think, they start slurring. Yeah, that usually happens. Yo, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Yeah, the slurring kind of came out of nowhere with that guy. I am like sweating over here. Y'all, I'm putting in work over here. Y'all. I got a sweat going on. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
50.
50?
50.
All right. Do you still support Trump?
I'm sorry?
Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely.
Awesome. What's that?
Which part of it?
That's the literal question I'm asking you, sir.
Why do I support him? Well, the economy is going to boom in January.
It's already January, sir.
In this month, I understand that, but like when people get their tax returns back for overtime, people who actually work will get their money back. Work overtime.
Oh, the economy is going to boom because of a direct input of money into the economy.
Well, no, I'll just get my money back.
You just get
I paid into the system.
Some of your money back.
Well, yeah, some of it's better than none of it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Cool.
Well, I pay my taxes, right?
Sure.
I'm a blue collar worker. So all my overtime, I'll get my money back.
You're not. I mean, I guess you didn't make very much in overtime then.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there's a cap on it.
$25,000 back.
No, you don't get $25,000 back, sir. $25,000 of your overtime is tax deductible.
Correct. Well, no, I will get my money back. 100% of my overtime taxes with the federal government will come back to me.
Sir, it's just tax deductible. You know what tax deductible means?
It has nothing to do with tax deductible.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
that's what the new tax law says, sir.
That's fine. So, what was I getting last year? None of it back.
I don't know what you were getting, sir.
What do you mean, with all the overtime that I work? Sir, I was getting none of it back because I'm taxed at a higher rate by the federal government on my overtime.
You're still
So now I'm
taxed at
gonna
that
get it
rate,
back.
sir. It's just tax deductible.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Here's the point: is I'm going to get my more money
How
back
much money do you think you're getting
this
back,
year.
sir?
I don't care if it's $3.
I mean, that's
If
fine,
it's
sir.
$3,
Sir,
I will
if,
get.
Sir, if $3 changes your life that much, and you think your
It doesn't-
$3
it doesn't
is
change-
going
it
to
doesn't change my life.
boost the economy, sir,
it
then
does
have
not.
at it. You must live in a much different like economy than I do, because $3 in my pocket is not going to like significantly
Well, no,
help
you're
me
going to
or
travel.
boost my
So
economy.
you're going to travel, right? I can't travel because you know what? I have a fucking family. So like you can go and travel, right? By people who pay you to go travel, right? I don't have that. I don't have that time.
Sir,
I'm a
sir,
union
sir,
member who doesn't get vacation time.
Sir,
So like if I don't work, I don't get paid. You see how that works? And the welfare
Sir,
system is
sir.
making it even worse.
sir, I have a job. My job requires me to travel sometimes.
Oh, well, that's great.
I don't
did
want to
too.
go.
I spent 5 years on the road, living in a camper, traveling around
In a
Amazon,
van down by the
In
river.
fact-
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I could not fucking help it. Holy shit.
in a van down by the river.
In a van down by the river. Sorry.
Yeah, in a van down by the river in a $70,000 camper that I bought with per diem because I was on the road working 7/12s
So, sir, let me get
because
this
I
straight.
was working
Sir, so let me get this
because
straight.
I was working.
So let me get this straight.
Sure,
You had a job where you had to go on the road and work in order to take care of yourself and your family, right?
Yep.
And that
Yes, sir.
I assume you think that was a good thing that you did, that you worked hard to take care of yourself
It
and
was
your family.
great.
Yeah.
It was great.
But yet, when I do that exact same thing, you have a problem with it.
Well, are you like getting on a plane and flying someplace and going to do your doing whatever you're
Nope,
doing?
I'm going to
I
be
mean,
driving, sir.
Okay, well that's great. But I'm just saying, that's.
I'm just
all
curious
that,
why
hold on, hold
why
on.
you have such a
All
hard
that- all
problem
that-
with me. With me,
I don't have a problem with you.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that you have
I don't
such
have
a
a problem
problem
with
with
that.
me for some reason, having to travel for my job. It seems like it's a very, very difficult thing for you to.
Okay,
like,
no, it's not. So can I ask you a question? What is your job?
Oh, I don't talk about that on live, but I do appreciate that.
No, I'm just asking you, what is your job? Are you building infrastructure? Are you building stuff? Or are you just what is your job?
I work in the aerospace industry.
Okay, fair enough. I move machines in aerospace. So yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
So I get that. It's are you meaning you're in the aerospace industry because you're on a plane?
Again, sir, I don't really like to talk about my personal job and stuff like that on live. It's just not, it's just not
No,
beneficial
but
for
that's
me
fine.
whatsoever. And I think I've given you plenty of
I get that.
information.
I get that, but I'm very happy with Trump because he went and got Maduro, and all the Venezuelans are cheering in the street.
And
that's
how does
awesome.
that help Americans?
What do you mean?
How do Venezuelans in the streets help? How does that help Americans?
Do you have any idea how many millions of people are refugees here that are Venezuelan to get away from Maduro?
Yeah.
Are you kidding
And
me?
do you know who's in charge of Venezuela right now?
Well, they left because of Maduro, not
Sir,
because
sir,
the U.S.
sir,
government's there.
Sir,
You got to be kidding me.
No, I'm not talking about the
You've got
U.S.
to be
government,
kidding
sir.
me.
Who is the literal president of Venezuela right now?
The vice president now.
The vice president,
the lady who was the vice president.
Yeah, the lady
Now
who was the
president.
vice president, who literally worked under
Yeah.
Maduro, who is a big fan of Maduro, who said Maduro is actually the true
Right.
president. So literally nothing has changed for who runs Venezuela right now.
Well, it's been what, 48 hours?
Right. It's been 48 hours.
Okay.
So what
well,
makes
let the
you
people,
think,
let
sir?
the people make it a democracy like how it used to be?
Sir, if
And
the
they
same
can vote the
if the
person in.
same government is still in as it was before, what makes you think it's going to be a democracy?
What do you? That's kind of the whole point, isn't it?
No, sir. The whole point is to steal their oil.
They steal their oil. Oh
Yes.
Jesus!
Don't ask me,
Jesus.
sir. Ask Donald Trump. That's what he said on Fox News yesterday morning.
Oh, I did. It's not about the. You know what the whole thing is?
Is to steal their oil. I just told you.
I understand your point of that.
It's not
but
my
the
point,
of
sir.
the
It's
matter
what
is-
Donald Trump said out of his mouth on Fox
Oh,
News
okay,
yesterday.
but
He said it
that's
was
fine.
going there
And
for
guess where
oil.
the
That's what
money's
he
gonna go
said.
back to. Guess where the money is going to go back to do?
Big
To the
oil.
Venezuelan people who work.
To the Venezuelan
not
government,
trash
who is
cans.
not a democracy. Yeah,
old enough to know.
we
they
used to be a democracy too, but here we are.
Actually, we've always been a constitutional republic, but you can call it what you want.
A constitutional
You can call it
republic is
whatever
a
you like.
democracy, but I will call it what I want.
Well, of
Thank you.
course, we vote, right? Yeah, but it's the same. Right?
Yes, you're right. A
But it's
constitutional
based on the
republic
Constitution.
is a democracy. So if I
Correct.
say we're a democracy, that is what you call correct.
Okay, well, that wasn't really much of a democracy. 2 years ago when they had their votes?
Sir, I'm not saying that Maduro was in charge, being in charge was a good thing, or that they're a democracy, or that Maduro shouldn't be in jail someplace, or that he hadn't done horrible communication.
You just
Sir.
said they were a democracy, and now all of a sudden they're not because they were being run by.
I
What, a
said we
dictator?
were a democracy. I didn't say they were a democracy, sir. What I'm saying is that same dictatorship is still in power, just without Maduro there.
Well, I completely agree. I completely agree. They're like the whole bunch. They're all cartel.
So what did this
members.
fucking solve?
I don't know. Give it fucking 48 hours, bro.
Well,
I'm
sir,
just saying,
I am
like,
more than
you-
I am, sir. I am more than happy, sir.
Give it a
sir,
second.
I
Give it a
am
second.
more than
How many
happy,
years,
sir.
How many years were you in Iraq?
Sir, I have no
Right?
problem.
And then that whole
Sir,
WMD, that whole WMD thing
Sir,
that you said
I'm
earlier.
speaking to you. Hello, are you there?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you
I'm
there?
speaking to you, sir.
Are you
yeah,
there?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, awesome. I have no problem giving it more than 48 hours. Honestly, I'll give it a whole bunch of time. But the problem is, sir, is that you guys are calling it a win, and you haven't given it 48 hours yet.
It's the
Sir,
beginning
listen
of a
listen
win.
with your ears, not with your mouth.
Okay, I'll listen with my ears. I always do.
Shh.
Fine, I have a wife.
Shh.
I listen with my ears.
Shh.
Continue.
Shh. Thank you.
Continue.
I can't give it more than 24 hours because you guys are giving it a win before you guys know any of the details. We have no secession plan. I'm still talking. Thank you. There's been no secession plan. There's been nothing whatsoever.
I just flipped it, honey.
Man, I bet your wife is
Hey,
fucking miserable. Do you talk like this to her?
Hey, honey. This guy just said.
Yeah,
my
put
wife
her
is
on the
miserable.
line. I bet you she's a much better person than you are. Maybe not actually.
No,
Did I already
no,
talk to your
she's
wife on
not-
this
she's
live?
not
Actually,
miserable.
that actually makes sense.
Yeah. Well, she's a Trump supporter as well. So.
Oh, roaches for raid. Copy. Do you mind if I finish without you talking now?
Well, yeah, sure.
All right, awesome. What I was saying, sir, is
I
there's
love
been
it.
no succession plan. We have no idea what the full plan is, and it doesn't sound like there really is much of one from the Trump administration in order to see what is going to happen with Venezuela. A lot of times when things happen, they end up in the destruction of the country, the destabilization of the country, of the region, right? If these things aren't handled very delicately and professionally by people that really understand what they're doing, okay, then these things end up negatively more than they end up positively. You guys are the ones that are trying to give Trump this win so hard.
Why do
I
you keep
assume,
calling
again, I'm
you guys?
talking.
You keep saying I don't.
Again,
give a
I'm
fuck.
talking,
You're
sir.
not going to tell me. I don't care. You're not going to talk down to me.
Sir, you are 50
You
years
keep
old,
saying
okay?
you
Why don't you
guys.
act like it?
You keep saying you guys. Who's me? I'm an American.
Shh.
That's who I am.
No, you're not. Shh.
Excuse me?
There is no excuse for you, sir. What I was saying was, okay, is you guys have to give Trump the win so bad. And I assume that's because Trump hasn't been winning at all. And you guys just need a win so bad that you're trying to make a win out of this. Okay? I'm not trying to make a win or a loss out of this. I'm saying we don't have enough information yet. And I am trying to get enough information before I make an actual assessment. But you guys have to try to give him a win so bad. Okay? You guys have to give him a win so bad because he doesn't have many wins. He doesn't have many wins. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support, I do super chats, pay links, all that fun stuff. I really appreciate you guys. And a live gift goal. I got a little bit of a big gift up there. I don't know. Maybe I was just hoping. We'll see. We'll see if I can hit it. Kayla, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. I really appreciate that. Kayla said, I'm just confused. Oh, sorry. I gotta reopen this over here. I'm just confused. Now they are so worried about the happiness of Venezuelan people, and 48 hours ago they were criminals who should be sent to torture prisons. That is an excellent point. Like literally 48 hours ago, Venezuelan people were the worst. They were all gang members. They were letting them out of insane asylums. They were all criminals, right? And now all of a sudden, oh, the Venezuelans are so happy, so I'm happy. Literally, like, guys, the pretzel game is too real over here. The pretzel game is too real. Thank you so much, Kayla. I really appreciate that. And Tara, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. I really appreciate that. Huge W's in the chat for Tara and for Kayla. Tara says, this is for all the work you're putting in, buddy. Enjoy your 4 days away from this crazy shit. Love you. Thank you so much. I really wish I got to enjoy it. But like I said, I'm actually traveling for work. So I don't get to enjoy it too much. But, you know, I'm going to do my best. Thank you so much, Tara. I really appreciate that. Jonathan, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you so much. Lovely, thank you so much for the $2. And ETG, thank you so much for the $2. Said 50 years old, 50-year-old man, by the way. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy that's a literal 50-year-old human being. That is pretty wild. Yeah, I am. I'm doing this for work. I didn't really mention it too much, but I am moving for work. I am. But anyways, y'all, I was not planning on doing a super long live today. I just wanted to jump on and do a couple hours. Ari's not getting on today, so I have to go pack, to be completely honest with you. So I'm going to get off for the night. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the live. I will see you guys either Friday or Saturday of this week at some point. But make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord if you're not there already, and I will see you guys very, very soon. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. I love you guys. Bye.